This bout,
so much hype. Here we go for round one. Nice hook there. He threw the hook, didn't land. These two have a long and storied history against each other after meeting 6 times, and it's unfolding again here. Every fight gets better. We should be in for a good one.
Can they make it? Part 2. Yes, they can. Why have these guys fought so many times? Because it's always so close. It's always so entertaining. It's like a seesaw. You cannot put your house on this. You just can't do it. Which is why this fight has created such a buzz. Such a chatter. We need to see this fight.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Big whiff with the right hook. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. Nice counter punch right up the middle. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about LaMotta in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by... On to the second round. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. They exchange punches. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight. The fans are on the edge of their seats.
Can you imagine walking into this town, walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name? You can't even hear your corner man whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
The halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Which fighter will say no mas? Straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about LaMotta in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them. There's the bell to start round 3. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Punch, counter punch. This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You've got to be fit to fight a fighter like this because they will stay in your face. They will throw punches at you. They don't even let you breathe. You've got to be fit. If you're not fit, the fight's over.
And he scores with the counter. Catch and shoot. Swing and a miss with the jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Throws the uppercut, but misses. A perfect counter lands. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about LaMotta in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. On to the fourth we go. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunchers are the best.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. It's obvious which one of these fighters has to get on the inside.
You've got to fight dirty, Ted. You've got to get in close. You've got to fight on the blind side of the referee. You've got to find a way in.
And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about LaMotta in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a... Time for the fifth round. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. How about that time counter shot? You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Good counter punching. And forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Missing with the hook. Nice counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? This is a high-octane battle. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about LaMotta in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do different? On to the 6th round. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Those counter punches have to hurt. A perfect counter shot. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
That counter shot lands. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. The straight right just misses. Incredible work rate. I want to think of holding on here for a minute. There's a counter shot. Neither fighter willing to slow down. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about LaMotta in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
You know, I've been in...
Here we go. It's round 7. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
Sugar Ray is down! We knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
One, two, three, four. Are you okay?
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. threw a punch and just got countered. They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round. And look. Round 8, and we're off again. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Robinson goes to the canvas. As we watch it again one more time, appreciate the perfection of that knockout shot.
I've got to see that again.
One, two, three, four, five, six. You all right?
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Need to turn this around halfway through.
Is that ever hope? Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Beautiful counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Only catching air with that hook. Nice counter. It's all offense all the time. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
Can make or break a fighter.
Don't give him no free shots. Keep smart. Just keep him up.
And we enter the ninth. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
And he fails to score with that left hook. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers? I don't believe it! One of the all-time greats, Robinson, goes down! Let's watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Give me your glove.
Well, they're back up now, but they've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and they've got some work to do to get back into it.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Beautiful counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? His stamina is off the charts. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. that again, but from a different angle.
I need to see that again.
Talking about Robinson in that last round. Let's see how the corner handles their fighter here. And there's the bell for round 10. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
Time they throw a shot, they get countered. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
No rest for the weary. Counter punch. Is he going to punch himself out, though? His stamina is off the charts. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
It's really talk.
Let's start 11. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship round. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
That left hook missed. Straight right just misses. Hook misses. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you can hit, and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be...
This fight may stop here considering all the bruising and swelling on the face.
Hey, are you all right? Are you okay?
So time back in. Let's keep fighting. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. A lot of effort being exerted here. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. I'm worried. And there's the bell to start round 12. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
There's a counter shot. A straight right just misses. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Robinson in that last round. Now you start wondering how much... We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an earning out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Nice counter shot. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you start thinking, you've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
That counter punch caught him clean. Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. Thought we were going to see the finish there.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That hook just can't find the target. They drop their guard, they get caught. Did you see that? The Raging Bull is dazed. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Robinson in that last round. You've heard the old... They ring the bell, and here we go. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
he scores with the counter. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say you.
Robinson goes to the canvas. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
Well, there's no argument right there. You say it. Night-night.